everyone, welcome back to Beauty Book Tour Hero Beauty Product series again this week, and we are delighted to be joined by Sarah, who is a makeup artist. Hey Sarah.
Hi.
Sarah is originally Irish and she's based in Glasgow now at the moment, and she's a freelance makeup artist. And Sarah, you specialise in like occasion, like going out, makeup, bridal makeup, that sort of thing.
Yeah. So mainly your fashion, parties, nights out, and then your bridal looks as well.
And maybe you could tell us a little bit about how you got into makeup. Is it makeup artistry? Is that how I say it? But becoming a makeup artist anyway, and what you did up to me.
Well, I've been in this kind of industry now over 12, 13 years. Started when I was 17. And my first job was with MAC in Cork. So I started off with them, and that went really well. I got my initial kind of feel for makeup there and my training. And then I just decided to make the move across the water, because at the time, really, there was only one department, like 13 years ago, there was only one department store, which is Brown Thomas, that you could really work in Cork, whereas there was a bit more opportunity over here. And I left there and went to Urban Decay, where I worked there for a few years, and then I went to a company called Space NK, which is I think
My favorite place.
Yeah, is there one in Dublin?
Yeah, there's one in Dublin just recent, like in the last like 3 years maybe. There's actually two. There's one in Grafton, one in Harvey Nicks.
Oh, so there is. So so I was head makeup artist in there for a good few years, which was good because you get to work with loads of different brands. It's not just the one. Yeah. So and you know, I kind of had full reign of the makeup side of things, and bringing in a bit of skincare as well. And again, like that, it's all your kind of cult brands and interesting brands that you might not get you know, in a lot of stores. So that was really interesting, and we'd run a lot of events and just do lots of fun things there. And then that was kind of my last company that I worked for till I went out on my own. Then after I had my little girl, I went out on my own, and just I've always done freelance makeup. I had my own line at one point. I had my own website where I sold makeup. So I've just always been in the makeup industry. So
brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So you're going to share your must-have or your hero beauty products with us.
Yeah.
Just to anybody who is watching us live, or if you're watching us back afterwards either, and you want to leave comments, but especially if you're watching live and you have questions as we go through, or you just want to say hi or whatever it might be, I'll keep an eye on the comments. Any questions that come in, I'll throw them Sarah's way. So if you do have any questions or comments, just let us know. And we'll kick off, Sarah, will we? I don't know what these products are. I'm dying to see. So this is a surprise for me as well.
So I've kept it to 5 products that I use all the time in my kit. So these are like fail-safe products that I'll always reach for myself. Good price range across the board. Nothing's too, you know, gonna break the bank.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll start off with the first one. This is probably one of the newest products that I've picked up. It's you probably have seen it in all the beauty pages of the magazines and that. It's been getting really rave reviews, and it's called Kiehl's Glow Formula Skin Hydrator. So it's basically like an illuminating moisturizer that you can use on its own. Obviously, just give your skin a glow as part of your skincare, maybe after your moisturizer, or you can use it as a base for your foundation. So really that's what I kind of use it for. I keep it in my kit, and I just find it gives my clients a lovely glow to their skin. And even though it's quite sheer, it's not like really glittery or metallic, it still does shine through the product, the foundation. So just gives that lovely dewy kind of glow. It's got pomegranate extract, which is a powerful antioxidant, so it's beneficial to the skin. And it's 95% natural. So if you suffer from like rosacea or acne or anything like that, it shouldn't aggravate it. It should be quite easy to use. And I went on today and I just had a wee look at the reviews that it was getting from other, because I know I love it, but I just wanted to hear what other people were saying, and they were all raving about it too, and just saying that it gave their skin a lovely glow. Women that were in their 50s, women, 30s, my age, and even younger, were all raving about it. So it's definitely kind of a fail-safe pick me up for your skin. And there's a wee picture, like on my Instagram, I did a wee picture of it just with minimal makeup, so you can kind of get a wee idea what it looks like on there. And that is like 30 quid. So it is a wee bit pricey for the fact that it's only a wee 50ml, but a tiny bit goes a long way. So that's
and
a really good
one. Tinting it, or is it just like a?
No, I'll show you on my hand. It's almost like a kind of a, I don't know, can you see?
Yeah, we can see that there.
Can you see it?
Yeah, now we can see it perfectly.
It's like a rose gold, a wee rose gold tinge, but it looks darker than when you actually blend it out. When you blend it out, all it leaves, again, I don't know if you can see it, is a lovely sheen to the skin. Right. This obviously would be ideal to do in daylight and you'd really see the product, but even like that, I can put up swatches, afterwards, and you can have a look. I don't know if I'm trying to pick it up on the light, you can just see the wee glow. I mean, I've got it on under my foundation, so it does kind of shine through that kind of dewiness.
And Sarah, is it suitable for all skin types, or is it better for skin?
It's 95% natural, so as I say, it definitely it doesn't seem to be like one that would aggravate. I did read in one of the reviews today that a lady said she even has oily skin, and she found that it still worked really well with her skin, even though it's called a hydrator. It doesn't seem to be too oily or anything, and it provides hydration for up to 24 hours. So definitely a good one for now that the central heating's getting switched back on and things like that.
Yeah, our will start changing for us now, makeup and skincare wise, isn't it?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, cool. That's a great one to start off on. Onto your second product.
Yeah, so again, this I use all the time in my kit. It's the Mischief Minx palette from MAC, and I find that we're kind of getting away now from the really heavy kind of contouring, almost draggy makeup again, and it's because of Kim, again, following the Kardashian trend. It's going to this really soft, polished golds, shimmers, really seamless blending and that, and these colours are great for that. So it's your bronzes and your golds, champagnes, and it's got those 8 shadows and then this kind of golden highlighter. And the shadows, like especially this one here, you can see I've used it quite a lot, that kind of rose gold shimmer. They're really, really creamy foil texture, so they just blend so seamlessly. So you've got like ranging from your quite light champagnes to your really kind of dark, and your obviously your charcoaly black, so you can create multiple looks. This is a great one for in the corner of the eye, and then that's a great one as a transition colour on your brow bone. But and again, I'm wearing, what one am I? I'm wearing this one over my lid, and then I don't know, because I can't see my camera, right, as you know, so I don't know if you can.
Yeah.
And then the kind of champagne-y one just in the corners, and I'm wearing the highlighter as well, so it just gives a nice golden glow to the skin. So what? That's really good. And £32 is really good value for that, considering the amount of looks, and you're getting a full size kind of highlighter as well in it.
That's what I was going to say. There's eyeshadow and a highlighter in the same palette, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's very handy. Okay.
Yeah, and I know they do different ones, like I don't really know their names, but the same idea, but just like with the cooler tones, and then I think there's one with more lilacs and greys and that. But definitely, if you're a makeup artist, you can't go wrong with having those colours in your kit, because people will want them all the time, and they do just blend so well. And
sorry, Sarah, what brand did you say that was?
It was MAC. It's MAC.
Oh, MAC. Oh, brilliant.
Mischief Minx. Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
I checked on their website today. They're online and they're in stock. So, and even I think I was in store a couple of weeks ago when they had them. So, especially for this time of year as well, the kind of warm tones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The packaging is gorgeous for it then.
It's gorgeous. And obviously leopard print is just huge.
Huge everywhere, yeah.
Leopard print everything. So yeah, it's gorgeous.
Brilliant. Perfect. Okay, brilliant. So we go on to your next product, the third one.
So my third one, oh yeah. So this I have about like 10 of them in my kit at all times. It's Kiko Extra Sculpt Volume Mascara. It's the one that's kind of got the kind of hourglass shape, and even the brush. I love a thick brush anyway, but this
Okay.
one's quite different because it's like hourglass again, so it comes narrow in the center, and then it's thicker on the outer corners, and then a little bit thicker on the inner corner, so it creates that shape right away. Because obviously the wider at the end is going to pick up the more product, so it just automatically gives you that fanned out flick effect. And the good thing about this is it's huge. I mean, it's still a great price, even full price. It's £8.90 here, £8.90.
Okay.
So maybe about €10 over there. But every now and again they'll do this on offer, like literally every few weeks. I don't know why, but it drops down to £3.90. So
No.
that's why I always have so many in my kit, because I'm just like, right, well, I can get them, and I use it all the time. It's amazing. Obviously, I don't use the brush on my clients. I use disposable ones, but I still find even at that, it's like the formula in itself is amazing.
And Sarah, is that mascara suitable for like day wear as well? It's not just for, nights out, or is
It
it?
is one of those ones that you can build up, like you can go mad. I've got 2 coats of it on tonight. But yeah,
Okay.
it's one of them ones you could quickly just apply as well, and it just gives you that nice quick fanned out effect. But if you want to go mad with it, then you can, and it'll give that kind of false lash effect as well, which is always good with the mascara, because some of them, you'd need to be sitting there for ages to try and get any kind of result. But this is definitely one of those ones, just 1 or 2 coats will take it from to another level. So it's really good. So that's Kiko Extra Volume. And if you go online, because I checked today, that offer is on. So
Oh,
it's
brilliant.
like fiver off what it should be.
That's fantastic. Okay, I'll link to it in the description after it so people can go and check it
Yeah.
if they want.
Yeah.
And Sarah, do you have any tips for avoiding getting mascara on your eyelids?
Probably like the old kind of fashion one that a lot of folk would say would be to look down. Because if you're looking like directly, you're kind of going right into this bit of your eye. Whereas if you hold the mirror down, you can kind of get more.
More space to work with nearly.
Yeah, and you're not like pressing it on like this. You're kind of going under and lifting, so that
Okay.
you're not getting it right on the lid.
Okay. So that's a good tip. I'll try that.
Yeah, and then sometimes if I'm in a hurry and I just can't be bothered with all that, and I just want to slap it on, just a wee thin line of either dark shadow or eyeliner, and then you don't need to worry if you get a wee couple of specks here and there, because it's already,
It's
got
supposed
the wee smokiness
to.
anyway. And then you can even go in with a wee brush and blend it so that you're getting that kind of smoky effect without, if you've done a lovely line, a lovely eyeshadow, and then you've got a few flecks of mascara, it's not a good look. Whereas if
No.
you just do a wee, even a wee touch of pencil, go in with your mascara and then blend it, and it's going to look more seamless that way, I think.
Okay, that's a brilliant tip. Okay, brilliant. Perfect. Um,
So great. I'm looking at my notes. What else?
yeah.
I've got the products here, but I just want to remember my wee notes that I wrote. So I was following it's like Mitchell, makeup artist Mitchell MUA. I don't know if you know him. He's
No.
huge. He's just like was over in the States, and he worked with Jeffree Star, and he's
Oh,
like out of this world. Like his blending and his looks. It wouldn't be my thing for every day, like what I would do, for every client, but just to watch him and how he does it, it's so interesting,
okay.
and his technique is amazing. So I would definitely give him a follow. But even he'd use a certain brush that you wouldn't think of using. Like I know I've seen him do lips, and he'll use a big fluffy brush and like really kind of softly buff it so that it's just a really fine wash of color. Like quite a big fluffy brush, whereas I wouldn't have maybe done that before, and it's a really good effect when you do it. But anyway, so I was watching him as I do the other day, and he did a wee question and answer on his Insta stories, and they asked what concealer would you recommend, and he recommended this one. It's the rating is actually away, but it's Barry M, all night long full coverage concealer.
Okay.
So yeah, so I ran it way straight away. It was super drug. I got it, and it's less than a fiver. It's like £4.50. Some places £4.99. So it's a real bargain buy, and it really does do what it how it shows up in his pictures. I was like, that looks amazing, but it does actually show up like that in real life. It's really it's full coverage without being like cakey coverage, which you don't want under your eye, especially if any wee fine lines or that.
Yeah.
But it's like illuminating again without being shiny and compromising on the coverage.
Okay.
Really kind of soft consistency that you can properly work in to the eye area and make it flawless and buff it right in. It's paraben free, and it's got vitamin E in it as well, which is obviously good for around the eye area to moisturize. And it just leaves a lovely seamless finish that does everything that you want, which is like conceal and cover and hydrate your eye area. So for under a fiver, it's like definitely a good one. And like that again, I'd use it maybe do your eyeshadow first, and then apply it and take it up slightly, so that when you're actually blending it in, you're buffing and tidying up where you've put your eyeshadow on as well, so it leaves a lovely clean finish.
Okay.
So yeah, that's it. A good one.
When you're putting the concealer on itself, how would you normally apply it?
It depends. Sometimes I'll use a beauty blender, sometimes I'll use a fluffy brush. The beauty blender would probably leave, like you're pressing it right into the skin, so it would leave more a natural finish. If you want to leave it slightly on the skin and to get like more of an extra coverage, I'd probably just use a fluffy brush, and then you control how much you actually want to buff it into the skin, or if you want to leave it a bit more sitting on the skin to cover, obviously then I'd go in with a powder just to set it. But yeah, if you want a really, really natural finish, go with the beauty blender. If you want it to kind of cover a bit more and then set it with a powder, use a fluffy brush.
Right. And Sarah, does it work on blemishes? Would it be suitable for that, or is it best under the eye?
To be honest, I've used it kind of down the centre of my nose and on my chin, and I find, yeah, it's okay, but I do normally like a thicker consistency for blemishes. I'd normally keep the liquid for under the eyes, and then I'll go in with more cream, a thicker cream kind of formula for any blemishes. Even if it's just a tiny wee spot, you might not need to use a lot, but I just find it works if you're trying to cover a specific area, whereas that's more like a wash of coverage.
Okay. No, that's perfect. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I think we might be on your final product now, are we?
Yes, we are. Well, it's kind of a couple, really. It's basically the combo that I've got on my lips just now, but it's a steal. So it's from, these two products are from Makeup Gallery, which you can get out of Poundland, I think in Ireland. It's Deals, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah. So here they're £1. These products are £1 each. I looked online, I'm sure they're like €1.50 from Deals, so like bargain.
Yeah.
This is like such a dupe. This is the glossy one. This is a matte formula, and this is a glossy formula. So I've put the matte one on first with a wash of colour. It's called Latte 2. And then I have applied this kind of glossy one over. But before that, actually, I'm just gonna, what is this? This is a cheapy one as well. It's water resistant lip contour from Primark. And the shade is, I don't know. I think it was on that kind of plasticky bit that you get, and I've took it off. But it's just kind of a coffee kind of nude, and I put that on first. Then I went in with the matte.
One is the lip liner.
So this is the lip liner.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
From Primark.
Yeah, perfect.
It's called Water Resistant Lip Contour. And then this one is from Deals over in Ireland, Poundland here. That's shade Latte. I can't remember the shade in this because it's after fading off. I think it was like Ballerina Pink or something like that. But on the bottom, it's got number 11 on it. So if you want to check that out. But it's such a dupe for MAC lip gloss. Like, literally the same.
Oh, wow.
The packaging, everything, but the consistency is like MAC lip gloss. It's so good for £1.
That's
So
insane.
I have them in every colour. Even every time I'm just running in for like whatever, I pick up the lip glosses. That was my first time trying out the matte formula, the matte liquid lipstick, but I have to say it's, you know, it doesn't really dry. It definitely lasts. The staying power is amazing. So again, like that for £1, you can't go wrong.
And do you find then, Sarah, that putting the matte one on first and the glossy one on top, that helps the glossy one last longer? Is that why you...
Yeah, it actually does, because it obviously gives it something to adhere to, and that kind of liquid lipstick isn't going anywhere anyway, and then you're putting the gloss on top, so the two of them just kind of create a kind of cement that'll just stick together. And I definitely find, like, I put this on, you know, a good half an hour before I even came to speak to you, and you can still see it's, you know, it's not gone anywhere.
Brilliant, perfect. And the matte one that you have on, you don't find it too like tight or uncomfortable on the lips?
No, I didn't. Like, I've wore that on its own many a time. I had it on its own today, actually.
Okay.
And yeah, it was still on when I came home. It was still on after I'd ate, you know. And some of them like that, you can feel them flaking and feeling that kind of tight weight. But no, I can't have any complaints, especially for the price point. You can't go wrong. Yeah.
And I suppose when it is, when they're so reasonable as well, you're able to, you know, experiment with different colors and try out different tones.
Exactly, yeah. And even like that, even if it was a small bit drying, for another £1, you can buy the gloss and pair the two of them together. You're still getting an amazing product for £3, a long-lasting lip for £3. So you can't go wrong, really.
Can't go wrong, is right, yeah. We have a comment. Sinead is saying, picking up some great tips here. Thanks, Sarah.
Oh, that's great. Thanks so much.
Yeah. So I think that's brought us to the end of all your products. Brilliant. Sarah, thank you so much for joining us today.
No problem.
Thanks for the product.
Thank you so much.
Thanks everybody for joining us as usual. And we're back next week at the same time with Rosie, who is a makeup artist also. And I'm sure we'll have loads more products and tips to learn then. Sarah, thanks a million. It was great.
No bother. See you later. Bye.
Bye.